What is going on, everybody? It is the one and only Q here from Retro Q Gaming, and today we are going to talk about some potential industry sabotage. You say sabotage, I say sabotage. Anyway, what are we talking about here? Well, we all know that companies are not adverse to paying large amounts of money for games to be exclusive and or timed exclusive, for modes, features, content, DLC, yada yada yada, to be exclusive or timed exclusive. Some notable examples of this are one of the more recent Call of Duty games, where the whole horde-based survival mode is exclusive to PlayStation 4 for 1 year because of Sony's money. Rise of the Tomb Raider only came to Xbox platforms and PC, basically locking it away from the whole PlayStation side of it because of Microsoft money. And, well, we all know probably one of the most famous examples was GTA 4, where the two standalone single-player DLCs were Xbox 360 exclusive for about 6 months because of Microsoft's money. Of course, there are many other examples, but we don't need to get into every single one of them here. I think you get the point from what we've already explained. Now, it seems that we not only have another situation like this, but it's got extremely even more petty, if this turns out to be true and accurate. So what are we talking about, and what game are we referencing today? Well, we're going to talk about Far Cry 6, aka the prequel to Breaking Bad. Now you may be wondering what part of this is exclusive or timed exclusive or paid exclusive. Is it the multiplayer mode? Is it a DLC? Is it pre-order DLC? Is it the season pass? Is it all sorts of extra stuff? Well, it seems that it's even more petty than that. So just a few days ago, when Far Cry 6 was officially announced, despite the leaks a few days earlier, naturally they sent out a bunch of promo materials, Ubisoft that is. They sent out all their different promo materials, promo images, and even a couple of CG trailers. Of course, they're not real trailers or gameplay trailers, or hell, even in-engine trailers at that point. So of course, remember, they're not going to look like that. Ubisoft is the king of the downgrade after all. Back on topic, let's go. So, at the very bottom of this image that they sent out, you can read in the fine print. Now, before we read the fine print itself, it's important to note that every single platform is listed on here. They have the PlayStation 4 logo, the PlayStation 5 logo, PC, Xbox One, and even Xbox Series L is all on this image. And as far as we know, there are no official marketing rights agreements that we know of regarding Microsoft, Xbox, Ubisoft, and Far Cry 6. But this leads us to the fine print at the bottom, where it says that the game will run in 4K Ultra HD only on Xbox One X and Xbox Series X. Now, of course, PC is taken out of this equation because naturally we can run whatever we want, at whatever we want, however we want, whenever we want, whenever we want, and wherever we want. But the implication of this detail, the implication of these words in this comment and the fine print at the bottom here, is that because it is a cross-generational game, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, and even PlayStation 5 will not be running this game at 4K Ultra HD. Now, of course, there was no question whatsoever that the PlayStation 4 would not be running it at 4K, but there is a very slim chance that the PS4 Pro could do it. We're talking native 4K here, we're not talking upscaled crap. But I would be very surprised if the PlayStation 5 could not run it at native 4K. And naturally, many people figured this is probably a marketing deal or some type of marketing exclusive deal, something along those lines, myself included. But just now, a few moments ago, I saw a tweet clarifying something from the official Ubisoft support via their Twitter account. Now again, this could still be subject to marketing and whatnot here, but they clarified that the game would only play at 4K Ultra HD on Xbox systems. They specifically listed Xbox One, they did not say Xbox One X, they just said Xbox One and Xbox Series L. So this is a very weird and confusing situation here, because for all intents and purposes, this seems to heavily imply that one of two options. One, the PlayStation 5 is not capable enough to run this game at 4K Ultra HD, native. We're not talking dynamic shit, checkerboarding shit, upscaling shit. We're talking native. It's the only one that counts, people. Now, while I do find that to be very unlikely given the power of the console, maybe there's some slight possibility that in order to keep the graphical settings of what they consider next gen, they had to drop it to something like 1800p or something along those lines. This is one possible explanation for all of this. The other one, which is much more nefarious and much more scummy, is that Microsoft have paid to keep 4K as one of their own marketing tools on this. Not just in marketing, but they have paid to remove the feature from the PlayStation side of it just so they could use the exclusively marketing side of it. Which is absolute shite. I hate all these types of exclusivity deals, be it timed exclusivity, just something small like DLC or a mode or whatever it is. I hate all of them. We have to wait and see how this is going to come to fruition going forward, because we still won't know until probably much, much later when everyone gets the games in their hands and gets it tested and analysed. But it's not setting a good precedent so far. Oh, and also, for the record, I do still fully expect it to be 4K native on PlayStation 5.